What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Black Men Unfiltered Network. Get your popcorn ready. Ladies, get your glass of wine together right now. Sip it, because we're about to take you on an emotional journey that you've never been on in your life. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to be mad, you're going to be happy, you're going to agree, you're going to disagree, and that's what Black Men Unfiltered is about. We want all of you to have a voice, and this is the place where voices are heard. So thank you guys, because we're going to have the conversations that nobody else wants to have, and we're going to come to a medium, we're going to come to solutions, or we're going to agree to disagree, but you're in the right place to do it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I want to introduce you guys to all the shows that's on the network coming up on this next slide. Peace!
This is Security Boss. Listen, guys, I'm coming to you with something new and very exciting. It's called I Choose You. Yes, it's a new dating show, and we want all of you to get excited about it. Yes, it is a dating show. It's going to be a virtual dating show. We want all you bachelors and your bachelorettes to get excited about it. So stay tuned for I Choose You.
Driving around in California, looking for something to make me stay. Round and round forever searching for something that could never get replaced. Don't need you to save me, but I just really need to be saved. I'm just so sick of waiting for any luck to come my way. Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the One and One Sports Show. Welcome back, Shawnee. How you doing, man?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm doing much better this week. I'm doing much better.
That's what's up, man. I know the struggle, man. I know how it is with the young ones, man, and how it can get, man, because it gets wild. Like sometimes y'all see me setting up. I'm trying to get to the piece.
A little germ. They just deliver germs. That's all they be doing.
That's all they do, and constantly keeping them from picking up stuff off the floor, man. It's wild. So
yeah, I was on the shelf for a little bit, but I'm back now. I guess my little antibodies kicked in, so I'm back in the game now.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So we got a lot for y'all this week. This is the One and One Sports Show, Black Man Unfiltered Network. Appreciate Black Man Unfiltered for this platform. And so we here. Definitely a lot of sports going on right now. These NBA playoffs, man, they're heating up. And so we got a guest that we're gonna have joining us with us to talk a little basketball, because these playoffs is right now, everybody's approaching the game 6. And it's getting to the point where you've gotten some that have been put out. We're gonna get to KD and the Nets, but I figured we were gonna start the show off this week instead of going with the negative part. We're gonna talk about the positive, because the NBA does need that. So give me a second here. All right, I think I got everything straight. Sorry, trying to make sure I got everything straight on my end, like I was mentioning, like it's crazy how the playoffs are going really good. Got a bunch of young teams going up against the old guard, and sometimes we tend to dwell on the negative, and we tend to say, I think that's a problem with the league as far as the TV ratings. It's always like, hey, look at this, what's going on with KD? Look what it's like, bro. Why are you mentioning teams that are out of the playoffs? Mention this young excitement. It's like you got a guy that was absolutely the number 2 pick, really outshining Zion, and as far as the number 1 pick, and got most improved. You got the Celtics that just were able to just win, and had Marcus Smart Defensive Player of the Year, a guy that what fans say they want, drafted in that vaunted 2014 class, stayed with the team, Defensive Player of the Year, respected amongst the league. Jason Tatum, what he's doing, it's just like you got what people say they want, players staying put and building. You have that, and so it's just like, speak on that, focus on them. The Grizzlies, everyone talks about the big market teams, and Minnesota, 2 teams that are not big market teams,
not in the big national, yeah,
at all. And it's like, they're not. They're every year, the way it works with the 8 seedings, what is it? Every year you're gonna get somebody. What's going on, Poppy? You're going to get somebody that's going to be on that NBA TV game. And that's the game that it's like, okay, NBA TV, that's the NBA's owns it. So we're going to put them on there, but it's also a way to be like, if they don't get seen them, we not really tripping. I mean, we doing good, man. How are you?
The territory restrictions start kicking in when they put them on NBA TV.
Oh, yeah. And it gets tough. They slipped the Mavs in on one of those, because, they're playing the Jazz, and it's not the, Luka's a top 5 player, superstar type. But it's kind of like, you slip them in. But that game the other night, hey, man, last night, like, that's must-see TV. And it showed. It was the best game of the night. And then you just can't deny it, man. You can't deny a guy like, and, Karl Anthony Towns is a guy that I give flack for, because, man, he really is underwhelmed. He's really underwhelmed as a number 1 overall pick. And, he right now is actually playing good. He dropped, I think, 28 last night, but he had a good game last night, and he had a good game 1. But it's like you want to see it more consistently, and he's starting to kind of do it. He's starting to kind of do it, and I appreciate him for it, man. But it's just so fun to see young teams going at it. And even though Johnny, I don't know, did you get to see what happened with Anthony Edwards and going for that steal, and what he had to say about it?
Yeah, he even you talking about where he admitted that, I believe it was kind of like predetermined and whatnot. He admitted basically he did the wrong thing. Oh, lost Dante.
Dante? Damn, I come up and get knocked out? Okay.
No, we was just talking about just getting on to the topic of the Grizzlies Timberwolves game last night. And then how at the very end, when Anthony Edwards took a gamble for that steal, but pretty much after the game, whatnot, post-game comments, he recognized that was the wrong play. You know, I believe he mentioned that he was almost kind of like predetermined that he was going to try to attempt that steal instead of kind of letting it play out for the most part, I guess. He already made up his mind. His mind made up. He's going to go for the steal. And, of course, he made the wrong decision, and that gave Morant an open lane to the basket. You know, by the time somebody tried to meet him at the rim, he was already stretching his left arm out. So, it was a young dude mistake, but this is the second game, though, for Minnesota. You know, what was that, game 3? Game 2, I believe, when they had a big lead, two 20-point leads, and let the Grizzlies come back. Right. They did it again, had a 10-point lead in the 4th, and let the Grizzlies. So they got to worry about closing the deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading the article, and I didn't know, like, I knew it was bad, but it was just like the Timberwolves are the first team in NBA playoff series history where they've blown double-digit leads, multiple double-digit leads going into the 4th quarter. And it's just like, that's the thing about why they always say, like, hey, you know, playoffs are for the veteran this season. That's why, like, you can't tell me that a veteran-laden team would have let that happen, but you got to let those guys grow. They got to keep making the playoffs, and they got to take their lumps. So it's going to be real fun. Whoever pulls it out, I do think Memphis pulls it out eventually. It's going to be fun to see them go against the Warriors in the next round, because it's like, this is, you know, especially.
That's a matchup.
That's a matchup because it's a contrast in styles, and it's like the old guard versus the young guys, and it's just like I liked it. The Lakers are my team, but I liked it when like John Moran then was like, we ain't scared of you. They coming at the old guys. So, and the Grizzlies, you know, they got history. They knocked the Warriors out the playoffs last year, and so the Warriors, that's not left on them.
Yeah, they ended up in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, they knocked them out the play-in.
That was last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, the pandemic stuff been happening so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, they knocked them out.
Okay,
going with the Grizzlies, you know, they finished the number 2 seed, but this matchup they're currently in with the T-Wolves, I know a lot of people, you know, styles make fights or whatnot. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, the Timberwolves are pretty much under the radar the whole entire season.
They have that.
And it's not like they have a lot of national games so you can watch. You probably got to have an NBA package if you're a true T-Wolves fan to watch their games. But they split the regular season 2 games apiece. So those 2 teams always matched up well against each other. And you see it in the playoffs. The way the playoffs going, you expect to see teams make a run in the NBA, especially in the playoffs. And what's up, Poppy? And
yo, how you doing today?
Man, we're doing fine.
But the way these games and the way these 2 teams have been playing in the playoffs, pretty much it's just, you know, basically they're doing the same exact way they played in the regular season. They split the regular season series, and then these playoffs, it's just unpredictable. Yeah, one may get a lead, but the other one just come right back. And I don't care, I guess, as you saw, they can have multiple double-digit leads, and they just keep coming right back. So styles make fights. Them 2 make they make a good fight.
Yeah, bro. I feel that way with the other series.
Yeah, but if you, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good, Poppy. I'll just say this real quick. I feel that way with this series, at least the Grizzlies one. I ain't gonna lie, man. Jim Moran had a nasty ass dunk on this dude, bro. I just gotta say that. That was. Yeah. I'm like, woo.
He's
like, bro, if he didn't make a statement with that dunk, I don't know what to tell you. He hungry. Let's be real.
But if you look at the series, if you look at the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies series, bro, Minnesota should be in the next round by now. They gave away 2 games, bro.
Exactly.
The 27 the 27-point lead that they blew up on game 1, was it 1 or 2? I think it was 1.
It was 2.
They blew that.
No, 2. Because they won the first one.
No. They lost the game 1.
They lost game
1. They blew game 1, and then they lost game 2 with Jim Moran when he went crazy.
Yeah, they blew a 27-point game lead, and then last night they blew how much they were up?
13.
Like 13 or 15.
They were up 13 in the 4th quarter. I had the story right here, pulling it up. I wanted to see how bad it was.
You can just tell Minnesota is a nightmare for Memphis as a matchup. Like they can match with them. They just don't know how to like kill them, put their foot on their neck pretty much. You see what I'm saying? But thing by thing, if you like for some weird reason, even though that Memphis was number 2 and Minnesota was number 7, if I am mistaken, right? They have to play on the. But for some weird reason, Minnesota is a nightmare matchup for Memphis, and we're seeing it. If Minnesota would have like a better closer. Or I think the manager kind of messed up. I forgot his name, bro. I think he messed up a lot, yo, because on that 27-point lead that they blew up, this guy didn't bother to call a timeout. He just let them run up and down.
Malpractice.
Exactly. So the coach, that's when the NBA is a players' league, but when it comes to the postseason, the coach has to do like 2-3 little calls here and there. That's all you have to do. That's it. Anything else, the player is want to do it on the court.
I remember Charles Barkley talking about that, how they just let the they didn't call the time out. Just let them keep coming back in the game.
Yo, Dante, there's a certain team I got to talk about that did that just the other day, but we will get to that soon. It's my team, but we'll get to them soon when I talk about that. But yeah, they blew that lead. Let's just leave it at that.
What I will say is, I know a lot of times people get mad about the era of these players, and it's like they feel like they're too buddy or whatever, which I don't know. I always thought was kind of a fraud because the guys from back in the day, they was cool too. It's just that in between.
Michael and Kobe were all cool.
Huh?
Yeah. No, I said Michael, Kobe, and Shaq were all cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
Compete against one another.
But the fact that you get the chippiness, you got Pat Bev, who overrated and a troll, but still entertaining. He's out there chirping and doing the 2 little sign. And then John Morant's doing the 2 little sign. And then like Karl Anthony Towns. And I hate that Chuck sounds like the guy get off my line, old man. But he was like, man, they do a lot of talking for a team that's losing. And I was like, they do a lot of it, but it's like you got the dads, T. Morant, and you got Karl Anthony Sr. over there, kicking it. And so it's like it's a really good feel-good series. I hate when it's gonna end, but at least when one of the teams, goes on, a young team is going to go on and face the Warriors. And it's going to be like, hey, old guard, new guard. They got some new blood in Golden State. But speaking of teams like falling apart, man, we got to – hey, man, the Celtics actually –
yeah, it's Memphis.
Bro, we get it. Yeah,
most likely,
we got to talk about that.
Most likely Memphis. Most likely Memphis is the one going to face the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, and that's what
because I think the 2 see the 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because and what I was gonna say is we're closing out on the Memphis Grizzlies. They're playing in a style in which they're not accustomed to. Steven Adams is not able to play because he cannot keep up with Towns. They played him off the court, and then Jaren Jackson. So credit to Jaren Jackson Jr. Credit to Karl Anthony Towns. He's literally fouling him out multiple times. It's like he can't catch a break, and that's their best defender that's able to stay with him on the perimeter. So you got Brandon Clark playing a lot of minutes, and I was looking late in that game, and I want to say they had guard Karl Anthony Towns because he's on the perimeter, and it's just like he's causing a matchup nightmare for them, and they can't capitalize. They're gonna look back if they lose this series or when they lose this series and be like, damn, we let one slip away. Like I don't see them being able to beat Golden State. But they're gonna look back at this one and they're gonna be sick.
Yeah, Karl Anthony really showed up like
Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, he's the leader of Minnesota, bro. And I love how he plays though, but I don't think he played with a lot of intensity every game, bro. He be taking games off. He got the skills, bro. He got Joel Embiid skills, bro. He got Joel Embiid skills. If he wants to, he can drop 30 on everybody's head every night, bro. He got those kind of skills.
He don't have enough dog in him. And I will say this. I think the person that has the dog is Anthony Edwards. And I think part of him making that mistake last night and being young and fessing up to it, he's a guy that once they get the keys to him and he's running the ship, he's going to be the guy that lead the team. Like it's been times where like we know Karl Anthony Towns and leadership and that's not his get down. That's not how he rolls. But like, Anthony Edwards is comfortable with himself. He's, he got the alpha male.
He already got the kids, if you ask me, though.
I think so too. I mean, he was.
I don't know if you haven't paid attention, but
I think he has it. It's just that Karl Anthony Towns still has the cachet and the contract and the All-Star appearances But I think after this playoff run, normally you see a team the next year, then the voters get them. Then they get a few more games national, and then they get the respect amongst the coaches and the fans, and it's like they get that push all-star wise, because it's like really Minnesota for once looks like they got some pieces.
They got some,
do some more with it, because some of the powers in the West are falling down. They're coming
Clippers.
up. So. What'd you say?
No, I said the Clippers are falling apart to me.
I think I'm not gonna lie. Health has been an issue. They've added a lot of depth on their team. Even though they don't have draft picks, they've added a lot of depth. And if they were able to just get Kawhi and Paul George healthy with the depth, and they have a quality coach, that's a team that's really gonna do something.
Kawhi. That's my biggest dilemma.
Man, when Kawhi will be healthy.
I mean,
when Kawhi will be healthy, bro.
If he's healthy,
I don't know, Poppy. I don't know.
I mean,
I remember seeing him on the season.
But I will say this for basketball guys, we never got Jamal Murray back with the Nuggets. So it's like something is with their rehab, they're not rushing it. And I understand it because
Jamal Murray's not playing with the Nuggets right now currently, right?
No,
he's not.
He's still on the
bro. I'll be honest, man. I think Kawhi is overrated if you ask me, man. Like Kawhi, if you look at his career, don't get me wrong, the man is good. I'm not gonna sit over here trash. But man, that man, he's been pretty much pampered his whole career, bro. Kawhi has been pampered his whole career. First, he got drafted by the Pacers. He got traded immediately by the Spurs, right? And and look where what thing he fall into. He fall into Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker and Popovich. So he was the option number 4, something like that. Then he got an MVP of the finals playing against the Heat, right? He averaged like 14 points, something like that.
That was
all right, man. Because his defense on LeBron.
His defense on LeBron, and it was
he hardly run to 35 points. Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those situations. Somebody had to get it, and he got it. And it's like the one he really was a standout guy was the one in Toronto. That was the one where he was the standout guy. And it's like he gets the respect, but he kind of, I don't know, man. He gets to pass along like, hey, I got these 2 Finals MVPs. I'm an All NBA guy, Defensive Player of the Year type of guy. And he's quiet. So if you're quiet, you do get the pass. And he plays for the Clippers. Nobody's checking for him.
But hold on, Dante. Hold on. Let me stop you right there, bro. That championship he got in Toronto. Come on, bro. That's like a half a championship at the end of the day. He called the Golden State. Golden State was a hospital, bro. He was a hospital.
Going back in time, how many times have players been able to win championships because there was injuries on the other team? Over time,
that doesn't happen too much in the NBA, though.
It does. It definitely happened. But it did happen. I want to say, the Lakers were up 1-0 on the Bulls, and then James Worthy didn't play the rest of the series because of injury.
Okay. Bulls won the next Name another one.
Going back in that, I would say, I think Magic missed the finals in the late 80s, and the Pistons were able to, I think they swept them in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
Magic was out.
Yeah, he pulled a hamstring. I believe that.
But nobody puts an asterisk on the back-to-back bad boy Pistons. I mean, it's just
nobody does, because Dennis Rodman just soloed these cats.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to say they didn't meet in the playoffs, but Tim Duncan was hurt the first year the Lakers won the championship in 2000. He was out in the postseason. And it was definitely an easier trip because you would have had to either probably face. I mean, probably still would have to face either the Spurs or the Trailblazers that year. So it's like injuries are a part of the game and it happens. I mean, if that's the case, we got to put an asterisk on that 08 Celtics championship because Andrew Bynum was hurt. But it's just like I don't want to, you don't want to put asterisks by it. But it's one of those deals. If we're gonna put asterisks by injuries. Last year's championship was one you could say that because they were.
Yeah, I think last year's probably the biggest influence of injuries.
Yeah, huge injuries everywhere. So it's like I try not to say it.
Both teams.
It's not a video game. It's like things happen. So it's like you gotta see who's gonna bounce back from it. And I give the Clippers their props. I know we was crapping on them. Even with Kawhi out, they still pushed. They still pushed the zones.
They played.
If I was the Clippers, I probably play Kawhi out of every month. I probably play him like 4 or 5 games a month, bro.
Now,
for real, same for the playoffs.
Speaking of that, because when we was about to get to that whole Nets Celtics
Celtics. Oh, we're gonna get
and
into
how that series went
Oh
on.
my god.
And then
I'm so mad, bro.
At the end of that game, after the Nets lost, Kyrie said what he said about, I don't even know how the hell he even thought of this. They need to jail. I'm like, dude, you the main one responsible for the team not gelling. But then they also, you had the Kyrie aspect, and then unfortunately that Ben Simmons guy. I mean, I don't. So you had his.
Don't get me started.
So
Ben Simmons is a fraud.
But when we was talking about Kawhi, Ben Simmons and basically Kyrie, they gonna screw it up for younger players. Because Dante, I don't know if is the CBA scheduled to try to renegotiate or go over that this offseason?
Nah, I don't think it's this offseason, but I know that I've already heard that they're gonna
it's a strong focal point for the owners.
Yeah,
it started because when we was talking about Kawhi. Unfortunately, it started with Coach Pop.
23-24 season.
Pop.
Yeah, but his team, that's why he was making a joke when he was putting old. And then also his thing was response because of he had like a personal beef, I guess, with Stern at the time. But he started putting like old and whatnot, so he was leaving off his key players. And then as the players started getting more power as the years went on, they still get more power. They start getting more money. That's really when the whole max and super max contracts really start coming in strong. So when you get at least these mega stars that's doing this, then you get them like Kawhi. Yeah, he was legit injured, but it looks like because you see dudes get injured, and a lot of times, unless it's a severe injury, is when they take it out for a whole year.
Yeah,
but Kawhi, he looked like he done took it to the next one because he's been out 2 straight seasons. Almost 2 straight seasons.
He's missed
Kawhi Leonard.
A lot of time.
Yeah, Kawhi.
He played.
I haven't seen him play all season.
And he got hurt in the playoffs, but he missed the rest of that playoffs and all of this year. In his career, he's missed a lot of time. But the only thing the only thing that's gonna save the players is they're gonna have to give in to I know one of the points they're gonna make. Appreciate that, Practical. Yeah, please hit that like button and share. But one of the main things is they're gonna bring up is, I don't know if y'all remember Baron Davis.
I remember Baron Davis.
A guy like Baron Davis,
Warriors?
really good player.
He was a monster point guard for the Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State was with New Orleans when they were still the Hornets.
New Orleans.
He was a guy that he played on a lot of bad teams. And you would look up, and once it hit around March, them teams was tanking and they was sitting him out. And it's like he was healthy enough. Just same situation with Kristaps Porzingis. He was back from the knee injury, but it was just like give him more time. So I know the players are going to kind of push back on that and say, hey, well, to anti-tank, if you're going to let guys go on and suit up and play, let them suit up and play if you're healthy. But as far as the contracts, I don't think they're going to allow them to touch the guaranteed portion or as much. But I do think they are going to be like, hey, if you're not playing in games, and they're probably going to be a play-in tournament. I don't know, people may not care for it, but it's something that's going to change to make the regular season more, because that's at the end of the day, the players have to see the money is it's regular season games and playoff games.
Exactly.
I disagree, bro. I completely disagree, bro. I completely disagree with my man take, bro. Because I'm sorry, go ahead. You want to go?
No. I was just asking. You don't mind the players sitting out?
Oh, like yes. The reason I'm gonna answer to him because he say like the player gonna have to give in, kind of like take it like a pay cut. Is that what you meant?
No, I mean as far as they're gonna have to come together as a union and say, look, the sitting out, we know guys got to be fully healthy. You got to commit. If you're out, it has to be a legitimate injury. You have to sit out. It can't be as much load management as it's been. And that's where it gets the fine line of.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You literally have guys worth, back in the day, hey, they're working for their money. They're playing. They're millionaires. They're in their right. But you're paying guys $300 million. Sometimes, let's be real, it's an owner's decision like, hey, I want him for the playoffs. We was just talking about it. Look at Luka. That could have been a terrible situation playing in a game that, okay, if you still got seeded this way because the Warriors won. He's out playing. He could have tore something really bad, and then he's out for the playoffs, and that hurts the money too. So it's like it's not always the players say, "Hey, I want to sit out," but the owners have the media apparatus. They're not gonna take the hit. They're gonna put it on the players. Hey, I'm paying you $40 million a year. Go ahead and take that hit for me. Go ahead and say it to you and sit back and not say anything. So both sides, and I know that negotiation table, the players are star led. I was talking about this on Facebook. They are led by the top guys. Most unions aren't that way. So big money.
The reason why I disagree with you is because.
Go ahead, Poppy.
The reason I disagree with you, bro, is because the NBA is a players' league. You feel me? And pretty much whatever those players say, they kind of dictate. The NBA is way different than the NFL. In the NFL, the players don't got no type of say so in the NFL. The NBA is different. The NBA, then players dictate what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So when you say that they're gonna on the next CBA negotiation, I'm pretty sure that happened every 10 years, right? I think they just did one like 2 years ago.
24th season. So it's coming up soon. It's basically this season.
Okay, two more seasons. All right. And the thing is in the NBA, the thing is that in players, in today's day, they're smarter than any other player in different era, right? They got the data ready, and they know the kind of money that the goddamn owners is getting, then TV deals, then commercials, all the sponsorship, bro. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the ratings, if I'm mistaken from what I read, the ratings of the NBA continue going up. And with a player missing games, they're always going to address it. You know how they're going to play it, man. All they have to say is, Luka, in a regular season game, all they have to say is Luka sprained his big toe, something like that. Something insignificant. All you have to just be like, just say that you sprained your pinky toe or something like that, and that's it. And once you something hurt, that's it. You can play. And they always pick and choose the sorriest game they can possibly get. Pay attention to that too. Like for example, LeBron was playing against if it is a national televised game, he was playing those games. Now, if he was gonna go play the Sacramento Kings on a Tuesday night, he wasn't playing that because nobody cares.
I've heard owners I've not per se owners, but people that follow the league kind of floated out there that some owners wanted to be like, play the national games, but especially play the national games where it's you on the road. If you want to sit out and rob your fans, fine, do that. You explain that to them, but they were pushing for them to play the national games, especially when you're on the road. And I know that's the big thing because it's like the TV money is what infused it. But Anthony, I see you with the comment, man, and I see what you're talking about. You're not crazy with the 1 year deals, but it's just that the way the players have leverage, they wouldn't go for it. And as bad as it was with Kyrie, somebody else would give him a max deal in a heartbeat because of the skill.
They would.
Hell
yeah! What?
They would give him a deal.
Bro, Kyrie.
Kyrie, when the Hornets picked them up, they would take. The Hornets would take that chance. Doesn't matter.
A lot of teams would take it.
Listen, 29 teams were lined up to get Kyrie. 29 teams were lined up. That man special, bro.
I don't know. They was talking about that. They was talking about that in the Dallas radio this morning. And you know how they? I was listening to 105, and they did like a text from the fans, and a lot of fans was like, "Nah, we don't want Kyrie. Kyrie is." It's definitely not about his skill set. It's definitely not about his skill set. But the only thing about Kyrie is he's going to get his numbers, but Kyrie doesn't make the team better.
Better. Yeah,
Kyrie didn't make the team better in Cleveland. That was LeBron. Boston. He just played off of LeBron. You saw how he went in Boston. And then you see how he makes it Brooklyn. He would get his points and be spectacular in doing it. But basically, you'd be like, okay, Kyrie getting his 50, and you look at the rest of the guys, they literally not doing anything.
Nothing.
So that's what happened with the Nets. Nets had two great one-on-one players.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is just kind of getting in when they fit in. James Harden.
Exactly.
Yeah, James Harden was the one distributing when he got there last year, he was doing that a whole lot better last year, and then this year they just all hell broke loose.
Correct.
But he was the one distributing. Kyrie, Kyrie listed as a point guard, but he told Harden, "Hey, you be point guard, and he can just score." He gonna get his. But as far as the team better, so like
I want you on the record. I want everybody on the record.
Right here. Okay.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting. Though. I think I'm getting I'm lagging right now. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We can hear you.
So I want to get everybody on the record. That if Kyrie becomes available, 29 teams wouldn't line up to get him.
Nope.
I'm thinking about it now. Maybe I'll say hold on, Poppy. Let me say this. I think a few teams might get him, but not all of them. Because some of them already have stuff where it already works. I don't see the Jazz getting him, for example. They got Donovan Mitchell and other cats that can contribute to his team. Why ruin it? Like, he had to be like a good fit for them. And like I said, like Shawnee said earlier,
bro, the NBA is about stars, bro. The NBA, the NBA is about stars. If Kyrie, hold on, let me tell you something. Hold on.
Go ahead.
If Kyrie be like, yo, I want you to trade me for the Brooklyn Nets, all the way you say Donovan Mitchell, that's the Utah Jazz, right? Utah Jazz. They will make that happen, bro. They will move Earth and the sun to get Kyrie over there, bro. That's a monster.
Brooklyn would try to make that happen. The Jazz don't want that, though. They rather have that.
They don't want that.
Let me address somebody in the comments. Anthony,
I know what you mean, Poppy, but
go ahead, Dante.
With the injuries, and you can't really depend on 100%. But there's a lot of guys you can't really depend on 100%. And they still get the max. I'm a Lakers fan, and they knew, hey man, Anthony Davis gonna miss games, but you still gave him
the Lakers would do anything to get Kyrie.
And Freelance, I see what you said, man, about is it more of the temp? I think it is a lot of the Timberwolves messing up their series. I really think it is. It's a lot of them messing it up. But if a team is messing it up, if you come down from 27 and you come up and win, you still do get some credit. So now I feel you on that. It's like and I will say this, going into the next round, if they face the Warriors, they're not gonna mess it up. You're gonna have to come and take it. So you making a good point on that one.
Yeah, I'll add to that because I want to add to him. Dude, I think the Grizzlies, Jay Morant is their star. Like Poppy said, like the NBA's run on stars. Jay Morant
superstar.
Superstar.
Say that.
Yeah, he's not a superstar yet, but he's gonna get to that tier.
No, that man's special, bro. He's a superstar, bro.
I'm sorry. This is one time I actually agree with Stephen A. I'm like, no, they're stars and they're superstars.
Yes,
Jay Morant is the star of that team. He will be a superstar one day. I agree. With his talent, he's too talented not to be one. I think we can all agree on that. The brother got skill.
Yeah.
He's gonna get to that tier. Maybe a couple more years.
Making his name right now.
Health is the only thing that's gonna hold him. That's it.
Because like I said, him playing in the playoffs right now, Dante, is actually helping him. People actually noticing him more. So it's gonna help. If he gets there 2 more times and he actually gets to the finals, and let's say maybe an NBA is like, bro, he will have reached everybody.
Like I've said it time and time again, and I
Grizzlies
know
don't even have nobody.
Health-wise, he's probably gonna end up being the best pick in that draft. Like he's probably gonna end up being a better pick and a better career than Zion.
Oh man, I mean, if the big boy doesn't play, what's his name? Williamson. If he doesn't play, of course. And I think the New Orleans messed up. I always loved me some Jack Moran, bro. Since what school he went to?
Morehead State.
Bingo. We went over there. I was like, yo, why didn't they take this guy, son? You see what I'm saying? And listen, to reiterate what I said, yo, Jack Moran is a superstar right now. That posterizing that he did last night, he's saying hello. He's here, bro.
Y'all gonna go
superstar, bro. Is what I said.
The whole superstar thing. This is I think people use superstar term
too much.
There's only a few.
Superstar is basically it's
about seven
face, a universal face. Ja Morant is known in the basketball community, but outside the basketball community, people may not know Ja Morant. People outside of Memphis and who don't necessarily follow Ja Morant like that, or the Grizzlies, they may not know Ja Morant. They heard of him, but they don't really know Ja Morant. Steph Curry, LeBron James is an icon. He surpassed him. He's an icon.
Yeah, he's not even on that conversation. You win.
But Steph, Dwayne Wade,
Thank you, Dwayne
a
Wade.
superstar.
No, people that
is
is playing right now.
Duncan?
I want you to name people that are playing right now. I'm sorry. I want you to name people that are
the
playing
only
right now.
one.
You talking about now?
Giannis is becoming a superstar.
He's
Yes.
a
A
superstar.
superstar is a face. You don't see Ja Morant on anything right now. Only thing you see about Ja Morant is the basketball community saying Ja Morant's name to generate excitement about him. He's a
Right.
star. A superstar is known just flat out from basketball
Everywhere.
community to people who are kind of the quasi fans of basketball. They know that.
Hold on now.
They will
I agree.
recognize.
This I'm
that
gonna
player.
get you.
And it's about.
I'm gonna get you now.
The pressure that you have on you and the way that you can move the needle. Like I know that Kyrie is recognizable, but I never consider him a superstar because he can't move the needle like that. Giannis, like you said, can move the needle.
It's also you got to accomplish
Giannis or
something.
Kyrie, the
Yeah,
hell?
you
gotta
have to
accomplish
it has to be
something for a
magnetized
superstar
to it.
status.
And like, man, I'm speaking. I know we were speaking on the Nets, but I want to talk about how like when the Nets in that comment that Charles Barkley made, and I know he made a good point about the bus
KD
driver
pissed off.
and the bus riders, and he wasn't taking shots at them, but he was. It was just like, look, if you're the key guy on a championship team, there is pressure.
Exactly.
And Shaq was agreeing with him like night in, night out. Hey, bro, it's on you. If you don't play well, we don't win. And so for that situation, and I know KD is sensitive about it. It's like, yes, bro, we know you got the 2 championship rings, the 2 finals MVPs. We're not taking it away, but we also did remember that unlike anyone else, you can say, well, LeBron everyone loves to pile on LeBron. It's like, hey, he started.
They do that shit all the time.
He did, okay? So he jumped and he went and played with his friends. KD went and linked up.
LeBron wasn't the first one. Let's stop saying that.
That's totally
LeBron
different.
wasn't the first one.
The first one.
As far as free agency, he was.
To create a super team. Yeah.
As far as the super team thing, and what I will say,
the Boston Celtics was the first one though.
Nobody gets mad at a super team that's drafted, and those teams in the '80s were dumb. Like the reason why you can't trade your first round pick more than
No, I'm talking about in 2007, bro.
Now that one, what's his name was there? Kevin Garnett was Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce.
They all came together.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah,
So
they did come together. They did come together, and so you could say that was a super team, but they like fans have been hypnotized by the media. They have a problem with a super team if it's created amongst the players. That team was not created amongst the players. It was the general managers. That old Celtic love, McHale was the GM.
No. Time out.
No.
Kevin Garnett had a no trade clause. That means Kevin Garnett had to determine where he wanted to go. So yes, the player determined that, bro.
He did. But he also wanted to link up with Kobe, but they wasn't gonna send him there. So it was one of those deals where the GMs did still have that old Celtic Laker beef. He wanted to go ahead and send him over to the Celtics and do his thing. He made a lot of deals with them. But it's one of those deals to where it was still more manufactured by them, and it wasn't the players being a free agent and saying, "Hey, I'm going to this destination to link up with you." And if you look at the super teams, they normally don't produce or what they call super teams. I never called this iteration of the Lakers a super team. It was a bunch of old guys. It was not. But most of the super teams, the Heat had 4 championships.
It was all in their prime,
and they won 2.
And they won 2. They should have won 3, but they won 2 out of that 4 NBA finals.
I was going to answer that question from Freelance about. He was asking me about would I rather have a superstar on or off the court? A superstar. To answer the question, I'd rather have a superstar on the court. But if it's a superstar on the court, obviously when I say superstar, they have accomplished something on the court. That's going to carry over off the court. If you're a superstar, you do something on the court, that means you are delivering championships. You are building a hell of a resume. So when off the court, you will get all the sponsorships and everything that pretty much make your face visible. So I would definitely rather have a superstar on the court, but it's going to carry. It'll get you there eventually. Exactly. And that's all I think what a superstar is. It's just a universal face that most people will recognize, and because they are faced like that, because they accomplish something in their field of play.
Yeah. I'll touch up on the Celtics and Nets thing.
He got the the endorsements and stuff. It started to come.
Exactly.
Then he finally got the ring to top it off. And can I finally say it? Like, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. Hey, man, stop calling KD the best player in the world. Because if KD...
Yeah, whoever says that is smoking.
If KD did what Giannis did last year in the finals, especially the closing game, bro, we would have never heard the end of it. We would have been like, well, we don't have to talk about the Warriors situation no more. So it's just like, bro, stop masquerading around. Plus, hey, man, he is in his 15th year. He is, like, as much as we say about LeBron, like, he's got some age and an Achilles injury on him. And he's a wing guy. He's 7 foot. Y'all know 7-footers and the injuries, they start to pile up.
Anthony Davis.
And just because, the big.
But this is a different 7-footer, though.
Huh?
Yeah. Be honest.
Yeah, it's a different. This is a finesse player. He's a shooter. He's not like his game is not predicated on athleticism.
He is a shooter, but the body is the body, and it only lasts so long. And
before it finally breaks down.
And then it's like, and then the thing is with him, he's still 7 foot, still the feet. No matter you shooting jumpers or not. You saw Dirk at the end. It gets hard on the.
So how long do you think he got? Like he got 15 seasons, right? You said. Do you give another 5 seasons?
You give him 3 or you give him 4 years.
Talking about Durant?
Two more at a high level, and then after that, it's like a drop off, but still good. Like LeBron has had a drop off.
Yeah, he's had a big drop off.
Points, but you don't see, some of the things you used to see. But it's like, hey man, Kevin Durant, he has to let it go to be like, look, bro, if you don't want to be considered, the flaky guy that went and got the rings, you got to go and win with the team that you met. Hey, bro, as much as people rag on you, you left a dynasty in Golden State to go to Brooklyn.
I don't know why he did that for.
Really to go play.
Hey, you know why I was for? Draymond Green. Don't get me started.
Nah, I mean, you can blame Draymond as much as you want, but like Draymond put last night, he put them eye emojis and laughing. You left this because of me, and look at you.
Shawnee, you know I'm right.
I mean, hell,
Draymond was hard on him.
No, listen. KD is so.
Go ahead, Poppy.
Yo, Kevin Durant is so great that if he wanted it to, he could have got Draymond Green out of there. All you have to say, yes, like, yo, get him out of here. They would have to move. Like, yo, they would. They honestly
Golden State.
What?
It wasn't his team.
Oh, no, come on, bro.
Hey,
yo,
Poppy,
time out. If Kevin Durant,
no.
Yo, if Kevin Durant come to the front office and tell, yo, it's either me or Draymond Green, what do you think the owner's gonna say?
Get out.
Get the freak out of here.
Yeah, they probably say it was nice knowing you. We won 73 games without you. Go ahead and they not. People underestimate Draymond so much. People underestimate Draymond so much. He is literally what makes the Warriors the Warriors. You take out Draymond, it would be a different team. He don't have to because he don't score the point, so people they discredit him. He literally does everything else for them. He sets that offense. He does everything. So hey, they won. They just won.
Let me ask you the question again, fellas. Let me ask you the question again, fellas. If Kevin Durant come upstairs to talk to the owner, or whoever the owner of the Golden State Warriors, been 2 white guys, whatever, right? And be like, yo, you want it's either Draymond Green or me. Do you honestly believe they're gonna be like, Kevin Durant, sorry man, you gotta go, bro? Kevin Durant is one of the greats, bro. What are you talking about?
Because
they can find another Draymond somewhere.
No, because you looking at the Warriors was like a team that was struggling. They just the previous season they just won 73 games and was up 3-1 in the NBA Finals. They didn't need Kevin Durant. They said when they basically got when they got Durant.
I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say that.
He was an assurance.
I'm glad you say that. You know why? Because they won 73 games, but that wasn't going to be LeBron and Kyrie. That's why they went and got that boy. I'm glad you say that. I knew you was going to say the 73 points.
Until Draymond.
But they knew there was never. They knew there was. Yo,
exactly.
They knew they needed a Kevin Durant guy. Huh?
What?
Go ahead, Jay. I know you had
they knew they
Okay.
Oh, let me say this.
Yo.
Listen, KD wasn't insurance to take out like insurance against LeBron. That's what it was. And I'm gonna be real. I'm not even trolling. I'm being dead serious. That's what he was. Want to know why? Because they lost against him and Kyrie. And it's like, okay, KD, you're an insurance to like the second best player next to him, next to LeBron at that time. Him. That's what he was used for. And guess what? It worked. They knocked with KD, they knocked their ass out and they won twice.
It made him a juggernaut.
Hey, let me get 2 points off. I see that
Wait, Iguodala left, right? Yeah. Iguodala left and they still freaking got a W.
Andy Price, you said that I'm saying that he's better than Jordan Poole. He's most definitely better than Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is a product of a system that's been developed. No disrespect to him, but he can't. If Jordan Poole was in Memphis and John Morant, was somewhere else, hey man, Jordan Poole would just be another guy that's doing okay. But Poppy, to you, when you was talking about what they would do if Kevin Durant came in there and asked that question, this is what happens. Hey Steph, what you think about it? And whatever Steph says goes because that's his franchise. And KD couldn't take that. Like I think Freelance said, and he had to go. He had to go do his own thing, which I was glad for competitive balance. I did want it. I thought the Warriors was just too much. It was just way too overpowered. It was like 2K or something. And it was like, I was glad he left because they weren't going to be able to beat besides injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
my Rockets gave them the best challenge out of any other team in the NBA. And
that year,
it was just too much. They just had
that was a hellacious series, though.
It was just
that was a hellacious series. That was one of the best series I ever seen, though.
Yeah, that series was crazy.
It wasn't back and forth.
And I know that haunts Chris Paul. And I know he got back, and I wouldn't mind 1-1 with the Suns. But I just think that Milwaukee is just too much, man. But man, as we keep winding down in the show, man, do y'all want to I'm trying to see the other I mean, basically Milwaukee's gonna move on, and they're gonna face on the Celtics. How y'all feel about that series?
Okay, the Bucks. Listen, I want Giannis to slap these boys to the Atlantic. Okay, that's what I want. Listen. I got my eyes open because of these motherfuckers. The fact that these motherfuckers freaking literally swept the Nets. I was like, with no win, I was like, okay, dude. Giannis, Chris Middleton, freaking what's my man named Drew Holiday? I need all y'all to go all out on these cats.
I think Boston will take the series because I don't know the status of Chris Middleton. They need Chris Middleton.
They do need him.
Yeah, they need Chris Middleton. And right now, as far as what I know, I don't even know if Chris Middleton would be available because it's just, I don't think so. If Chris Middleton was available, you will have a hell of a series. But just the way to Boston, and I know they was making it a point. They was making it a point during the regular season about Boston defense, and I was like, yeah, okay, I want to see how it is in the playoffs. Boston's defense is legit. They clamped down on Kevin Durant. I mean, I can't remember a last time for a whole series. Usually, okay, you got Durant good on one game. You're going to come back the next game. A whole series they clamped down on Durant. So they're going to make Giannis' life hell. And Drew Holiday is going to have they're going to create that wall again. They're going to create that Giannis wall again.
So, all right, so let me say this. Since we are talking about that potential matchup, because technically I'm noticing this, both Boston and the Heat are doing great defense right now. But I think Boston's, I'm going to say this, and the Heat fans don't get triggered because I'm a Heat fan. I think Boston's looks a little bit more elite, I'm going to say. Because the only thing that he had to worry about was Trae Young. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, because all he had to worry about was Trae Young, and they shut that motherfucker down. He couldn't do nothing. His shits was horrendous. I know y'all watched that whole playoff.
Yeah, Trae Young is not all of that like people make it seem, though.
Yeah, they shut him down. And he couldn't, his whole team, like, they was just
the playoffs last year.
Honestly, they were just bullying. They were bullying the Hawks, and I'm just like, yo, damn.
Yeah, Hawks.
This is the problem, though. Yeah. The people don't understand this. In the NBA, a point guard, if your point guard is your number one scorer, you ain't gonna go nowhere. That's just the rule of the NBA, son. The point guard can only take you so far. You need a wing player to take you to the promised land. Look at Chris Paul when he came in the league. He was hellacious, bro. He only took you to the playoffs. That's it. He was the number one option. He was the scorer ended. And the same thing with Steve Nash. Steve Nash got back-to-back MVP. You see what I'm saying? Look at Curry. Curry, they say Curry is a point guard, but Curry's not really a point guard. You see what I'm saying? So with Curry without Clay wouldn't be nothing. He still would get his point, but he wouldn't be going places. That's what people don't seem to like. People don't underappreciate a guy like Clay.
Yeah, I'd say Chris Paul and Jamal Crawford. That was a duo. Like even he had somebody with him. He had Blake Griffin on the team. He had key things in that Clippers team that was working. They just couldn't go too far with it. But it was enough to get
more
W's
from Griffin. But I hear y'all. I see you freelance. I hear you saying that Boston got too much firepower. Hey man, I know they're missing Chris Middleton, but they got some players over there in Milwaukee, and I do think
in Milwaukee they got some players. Don't sleep on them completely.
I think the championship pedigree part does mean a little something. So it's the fact that these guys are the champs. They have a different gear they can reach. And they got a guy in Drew Holiday that's going to be a hound defensively.
Yeah, Drew Holiday is a beast.
He's somebody that can give you some points. So he's going to have to step his game up. And at times, that's been an issue, which is what his issue was in New Orleans. But it's just like normally now he's
inconsistent.
The third guy, whereas Chris Middleton is a guy too. But with him out, I think Giannis can get it done because as much as they say, hey, they're going to put that wall up on defense, hey, man.
He's going to blow past them cats. I think he's going to blow past them.
Because he's such a physical presence. Who's guarding him? Are y'all putting
Ain't nobody guarding Giannis, man.
Putting Time Lord on him?
He's stepping on people.
On him? Who are you putting
I think
on
Williams going to be on him. I think Williams will be. I think Williams will hold him.
Williams going to have to. He's going to have to. And then it's like, who's going to be guarding Tatum and how's Brown going to get off? And I would say you probably going to put on Brown, probably going to put Drew Holiday on him and, just try to neutralize him. So I think it's going to be a fun chess match. But that Middleton injury does make me not as confident as I was as far as saying the Bucks.
Yeah, me too.
So let me ask you.
I got Milwaukee in 6 though. I got Milwaukee in 6. I ain't gonna lie. Because for the simple fact that you got that big freak guy, and that man, listen, he figured it out, bro. He figured it out. Before 2 years ago, I used to be like, yo, why you shooting so many threes and 16-footed jumpers, yo? Now he shoot like maybe two 2 little jump shot. He going downhill, bro. He going downhill, and he going to dunk it on your head, yo. So I got Milwaukee on 6 game, bro. 4-2.
I got Milwaukee too, bro. This is what I want. I want the Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals.
That too.
That's what I want.
I'm just mad.
State your conviction though, Jay. You got Milwaukee in what?
I got my conviction. I said I got Milwaukee. Oh, okay. I got them winning maybe in 6 games, 6 or 5. I'll be generous. Okay. But I want them. Hey, listen. I got faith in Giannis, man. Giannis ain't no pushover. He ain't no kid to be bullied, bro. He can step on you when he needs to get the W's, bro.
See, my
let's
thing
be real.
is,
you saw what he did to the Suns.
Yeah. Giannis gonna do what he do, and I'm still actually waiting on Boston to kind of show me y'all made that next step. Yeah, they beat Brooklyn, but Brooklyn literally you literally just got to contain 2 dudes who playing one-on-one ball. Yeah, and literally just kind of shut down everybody else, and y'all have the defense to do it, and you saw that. They play against Milwaukee. Milwaukee is more of a team, and Milwaukee. Only thing about Milwaukee, I just got to keep coming back to that Chris Middleton. I think Chris Middleton is going to be huge.
Anthony, that's a tall task to ask Marcus Smart to lock up Giannis. I mean, he's a hell of a defender, but he already
you want him in foul trouble. That's what happens.
The defense that he proved up against Kyrie and them in the last series.
Checking the Greek free.
But I will say the key to that
want him in foul trouble.
Bobby Portis is the key to that series. Bobby Portis comes up and he plays and I know they lost PJ Tucker, but I was like, they got a bigger version. And Bobby Portis, and they kept the right guy, if you ask me. And I feel like he's gonna have to come up with some big games. Holiday's gonna have to show up big. Lopez is gonna have to show up, and then they're gonna have to pull some games from guys like they traded for, like Serge Ibaka. He's gonna have to give them a turn back the clock game. But that's what depth does in the playoffs is you don't play every game, but you come out with a big game here and there, and that's what's gonna have to lead them to success. But speaking of, man, it's a lot of teams imploding. How y'all feel about the Jazz? Because I think
I was gonna talk about that, bro.
1,
listen,
2, 3,
listen.
Cancun.
So
that's what they doing tomorrow.
They gone. I think. Hey, listen. I'm gonna be real. I think they're gonna lose. I think they're gonna lose now.
And they lost a prime opportunity with Luka hurt. When they won game 1, I was like,
exactly.
Okay, this is a problem. but then you let Jalen Brunson explode for 40. Backdoor with a 30 piece. It's like, bro,
Donovan Mitchell.
Utah might as well
up
write
right
the
now,
check.
man.
Whatever team signs him, Utah owes him some of that bread. Because him going off in the playoffs like that, he's getting paid. Somebody else. Somebody's going to give him big money.
I heard on the radio one time an interesting point about the Jazz. Because Donovan Mitchell, he's not having the best series right now, but you can, unless you put him on a team with already a bona fide star, Donovan Mitchell can be a number one even on another team. Donovan Mitchell, though, is also in a position, if I'm thinking about the NBA, they're number two. He is the only number one player where his number two is completely damn near useless on offense.
I knew you was going to say that.
And that's what's his name? Yeah.
Gobert.
So Gobert, he's a straight defensive player, but he's their second best player. But he's not giving you really anything on the offensive side of the ball. All these other teams, they're number two, like Milwaukee. We was just talking about Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Giannis and
he'd be perfect in there.
And yeah, you got Boston. You know, everybody have a 1-2 punch where they can contribute on the offensive side of the ball.
The number two guy is the lowest scoring guy in the league at 15 points. 15 points. And so we heard the same segment. Yes,
I think they're gonna break it up. It's over. It's over for Utah, though. They're gonna
blow it up. I'm hoping Gobert is his value.
They need to.
He can go somewhere and help. He can.
And I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
What? I'm gonna call it right now. Donovan Mitchell going to the New York Knicks and calling it right now.
What? I've heard that rumor. Black man, you go ahead and say Golden State Celtics finals.
He's such a Golden State Warriors fanboy
to make the finals, so that's not gonna happen. So it would definitely be
that's not happening.
And I don't know if Golden State, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get past the Suns because I think there's one key matchup in that series that could just exploit the Warriors, and that's DeAndre Ayton. And if you believe Chris Paul is gonna make sure he puts him in position to make the plays. Now, if he don't make it, then Chris Paul will take over. Booker might be back by then. But if Booker's hobbled, I think Booker gonna be back. I'm not gonna lie. If Booker's hobbled, they're gonna have a hard time getting past the Mavs. Because Booker's looking healthier and healthier. They're gonna have a hard time with the Mavs because you lost one of your big stars. Chris Paul can only do so much. And Ayton, is he gonna just because Ayton, another team that he can shred is the Mavericks. They don't have any bigs. They're gonna be out there playing Boban. If you see Boban checking in,
they can put Boban.
It's Boban. I love that name.
Boban ain't gonna be able to move or nothing to keep up with Ayton.
He can't do nothing.
And I'll say this:
they ain't got no bigs.
They ain't got no bigs. But I will say this: I wouldn't go that far into the future because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, the playoffs, anything's can happen. But I'm gonna be real. Like I said, I want Giannis to slap the shit out of the Celtics. Well, I want him to do it, and I know he can do it.
You want that Heat rematch, huh?
I want that rematch, bro. That has to go down.
They smacked y'all last year on the way to the chip. Y'all beat them on the way to the chip. It really should have been a sweep.
Yeah. They swept us. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that team wasn't all together. And not to mention, like I said, I've been impressed with the Heat's defense right now. Like, I'm surprised their defense is elite. Not to mention, we got one weapon that nobody didn't know shit about. Now that we got him, is Victor. Victor's been going crazy.
Victor, because he was on my Rockets for a little bit. He didn't do nothing because Victor hasn't been the same player since his knee injury.
No. He hasn't been the same since he's on the injury.
He might have one or two more good games in him. Yeah. He might, but we're gonna see. Yeah. I'm just mad that the series it's just a rumor about what they keep saying about Donovan Mitchell. So somebody's leaking it out there, whether it be his agent, whether it's other organizations, whatever. But I will say this:
he's out of there, bro.
I will say this: as far as the Heat, it was going to be a much better series. I don't know how Embiid's thumb is, but if his thumb could be somewhat decent, or he could kind of get it to where he can play with it, I think the Heat and the 76ers would be a solid little series. But
that'd be a solid series. I'm all for it.
Hell no, bro. That series is going to be Miami. I want to say Miami in 5 games, but I'm going to respect the Sixers a little bit. I'm going to say Miami in 6 games. Miami should beat them in 5 games.
Yeah,
they could because James Harden gonna have to show up, and he's somebody that's taking a step back.
Yeah, think about it with James on my Rockets. he put himself in bad shape so he could force his way out the Rockets. And think about it, he's been paying for that ever since. He even though he's in better shape now, because in professional sports, you got to be in tip-top shape. Well, he let himself go so he could get out the Rockets. Well, when he did that, now he's experienced, because he wasn't really known as a player with injuries. But also, he gets from Brooklyn. Now he getting these injuries and whatnot.
Yeah.
But now you see, even though he's in better shape at Philly right now, you can see he lost a step. Yeah. He's not that same now. So if you listen to some conspiracy theorists, I don't think it's a secret that Harden would like D'Antoni to be his coach. And so if you say, okay, D'Antoni is not a coach of the Sixers, and then he's going to all of a sudden make Harden, he's going to give Harden the green light to play his ISO ball, which is what he really wants to do. Then you may all of a sudden you may see Harden switch back the clock on him or something. I don't know. But as of now, even when he do get a chance to get one-on-one, I mean, compared to his Rockets days, man, he was able to get by boys, and that's why he was going to the foul line so many times. Yeah, his step back, he was killing boys with step back.
Right, he would always.
He just not the same player right now.
I'm gonna tell you what's the biggest problem for James Harden, bro. James Harden, he's a special talent, bro. No denying that. When that man got his head into the game, he's gonna drop 30 and 17 assists on your head, right? But the thing is, with James Harden, he's a party animal, bro. Every time that I step out in my city, whatever that meant, when I was in New York, he was out every night. I mean, in Phoenix, most people don't know he went to school in Phoenix, Arizona State. I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona now. He be out every damn.
He did the same thing in Houston. He lost that big game in the playoffs, and then you saw him in the strip club or whatnot later that night. He did the same thing.
Yeah. I've had friends of mine
say that
they've seen him out and about. But I know we got to wrap up here. Black man, I saw what you said about Westbrook and Ball. Basically, all they're doing with Westbrook is they're trading for the contract. They do not per se want him to play on the team. They are trading for that $47 million player option he has, which he'd be a fool not to take it. He's going to take that player option, and they're probably going to buy him out.
And they got to trade him.
They're going to buy him out, or maybe their plan is, hey, this team has to learn how to work hard and win. And he's good for young teams to get guys to play hard. But at this point, as far as if you want to contend, look what he did with the Wizards. And everybody talk about the Lakers. Oh, the Lakers had a worse record than the Wizards. The Wizards didn't make the play-in either. But when they had now Bill was hurt, but when they had Bill and Wall, he helped them. I mean, Bill and Westbrook, they got to the playoffs. And that's he can get you to the playoffs. And then with what you learned, maybe you trade him the next year, or maybe he goes his separate ways. But he's not the guy that he can lead the team and what he can do in OKC. He's another guy that's past his prime.
Yeah.
But, you beat me to the point about James Harden, the partying. Like, I've seen people, and he was like, man, I seen a big ass dude out. And he was like, oh, that's James. He was definitely outside. Like, that's what he does.
That's
he literally was at somebody,
club.
one of his friends, she was a dancer, and he was at her party. She was supporting her boutique, and he didn't have a mask on and stuff. After he got put out the bubble, he's immediately at turkey leg cut. Like, the dude is gonna be in the middle.
Yeah, when he went to the Sixers, they welcomed him with a billboard from a strip club. His reputation, the nightlife with James Harden. They peanut butter and jelly. James Harden would love to go to a city with an incredible nightlife.
Yeah, because that pick and roll.
And Houston has that.
Yeah, the pick and roll will be on the start. That's why.
The thing about it though, Harden, he was producing during the regular season, so people didn't really say nothing. Yeah. But as far as the nightclub, and I see we better get ready to close. The nightlife for Harden, they go peanut butter and jelly.
You know them legs.
Everyone's hard to go. You'll see them.
Just like Iverson, hey man, that nightlife have a choice, but hey man, Jay, Poppy, man, I appreciate y'all coming out and getting.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I enjoy it.
Anytime, man.
Hey man, appreciate that. We appreciate that support, man. Shawnee, you got anything you want to wrap it up with, man?
Nah, man. I appreciate both of y'all joining, man. I like the flow of this episode today, and hopefully, just give us something to look forward to for the next week.
Hey, for next
Yeah, I
week.
thought we was going to talk about the NFL, man. The draft. The draft is around the corner.
We gonna talk
Got
about
stuck on that
draft.
NBA.
I'm a big draft.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a
It's
big
playoff
draft,
time. What do you
But I
expect?
do appreciate the NBA getting this proper shine. So next week I got a rant on the draft, and y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna talk about it next week, but it's something that irritates me about the draft. I love it because these guys have worked their whole life. I'm glad they get their shine. I'm glad they get to where they drip, had a mama there. But it's something that annoys me about the draft. So we're gonna get into that next week, man. Black Man Unfiltered Network. This is the 1-on-1 sports show, man. We will holler at you guys next week, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, peace.